on these issues.
Meanwhile, opposition has launched a scathing attack on Prime Minister Modi over his outreach to farmers. Congress leaders and the leading in charge said Prime Minister has been only lecturing farmers, has been avoiding speaking to them directly. Congress leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, targeted the Prime Minister, saying that Prime Minister stays just 22 kilometers away from the farmers' agitation, where the farmers are currently protesting, but refuses to talk to them. Congress spokesperson Randeep Surjewala said Modi government stopped bonus on MSP in 2014 itself and slammed the Modi government for waiving off loans of big corporates but denied benefits to the farmers per se.
मोदी जी, आपका दम नहीं है, हिम्मत नहीं है कि आंदोलनरत किसानों के सामने आके बैठ के बात करके कोई हाल निकालने की। आप कच्छ चले जाते हो, आप मध्य प्रदेश किसानों से बात कर सकते हो, लेकिन यहाँ से 22 किलोमीटर दूर में जहाँ खुले आसमान की तले महीनों भर 30 जान गंवाने का बाद भी किसान बैठे हैं, आप उनके साथ बात करके उनका जो समस्याएं हैं, उनका जो मांग है, वो पूरी करने में क्या दिक्कत है आपको? हर साल में किसान की जो तादाद होते हैं, ये किसान निधि के पैसा की ये संख्या घटते जा रहे हैं। पहले 11 करोड़ था, उसके बाद 10 करोड़ हो गया, 1 करोड़ 43 लाख घट चुके हैं ये सरकार की हिसाब के मुताबिक। अगर सब कुछ ठीक है, हम गुमराह करते हैं, तुम सही करते हो, तो तुम भागते हो क्यों? सदन में चर्चा कराओ, भागते हो क्यों? सरकारी कोष से, सरकारी खजाना से 18,000 करोड़ रुपया आप बांटते हो और कहते हो कि ये आपकी सरकार की सबसे बड़ा किसानों के ऊपर दया है। ये कोई दया है? आप जाके देखो, ये हजारों की तादाद में ये पैसा किसानों की जेब में नहीं जाते, बीच में बिचौलिया पूरे जिंदा है। मोदी जी, बिचौलिया की चलते आप कहते हैं कि सीधे खाते में पैसा जाते हैं, नहीं जाते। हजारों किसान अभी भी वंचित होते हैं, उनके नाम पे तो जाते हैं आपकी खाते से, लेकिन चले जाते हैं बिचौलिया से। अब जाके देखो, अब जाके ढूंढो।
Now cutting across to Rahul Shrivastava reporting from Delhi. Rahul, opposition upping its attack on Prime Minister Modi, saying that all he does is lecture the farmers all day but never wants to speak to them directly. Adhir Ranjan says Prime Minister stays just 22 kilometers away from where the farmers' agitation is currently underway. He still wouldn't talk to them face to face. Do you think Prime Minister Modi landing at the protest site would really diffuse the agitation as per the opposition? And take us through the attacks made by the opposition on MSP as well, where they say that Modi government stopped the bonus on MSP back in 2014 itself.
Nabila, there are multiple questions here. Now, as far as Prime Minister going to the protest site is something that is in the realm of conjecture. It is entirely up to the Prime Minister and the government. And if one looks at the track record of the government, that when it comes to what the government calls arm twisting by protesters, the government has not relented. We have seen it in when there were protests over CAA or the Delhi riots and Shaheen Bagh and others, that the government did not relent. And not only the government, in fact, it was that even Arvind Kejriwal, for example, the Delhi Chief Minister, also was conspicuous by his absence. So that's a very different element. When it comes to the good or bad of what the Prime Minister did today, again, the farmers will be the judge of it. But as far as a strategy is concerned, I think the government's strategy totally changed today. The Prime Minister took off the gloves. I think if the government wrote a reconciliatory note yesterday to the farmers asking them to come back to the discussion table with logical issues, I think what the Prime Minister today has done has shifted the goalpost in which the terms of engagement are changed now. The Prime Minister was extremely critical of what is called the political hand behind the protests. I think the government is now confident that the protests are not pan-Indian, the resentment is not pan-Indian, and that is why the government is going ahead with what I'll call an isolate and insulate program. The insulation came in form of 18,000 crore rupees, a reminder to farmers all over the country that the government is not anti-farmer. The dues and the promises that the government is making are going to be there. It's a reaffirmation by the government. Then the Prime Minister took a point-by-point rebuttal of all the issues that have been raised by the farmers. If you notice, the Prime Minister tried to assure them. He said he is open to talks, but he junked a lot of elements in the protest, terming them purely political in character. And that is why I will say is that the Prime Minister has changed the rules of engagement. Even if the Farmers Union reject it, but somewhere the government is confident now that it is not a pan-India phenomena, and that is why it will deal with it on its own terms, in which repealing of the law and including MSP in the statute is a no-no.
Right, Rahul, thank you very much for joining us with those details on that. Now, while Prime Minister Modi listed out benefits